The Rutherford County Archaeological Society signed an agreement with the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission to begin the care, historic preservation, and interpretation of the old city cemetery site, located in between Vine Street and State Street near the public square. The cemetery has hundreds of Civil War soldiers as well as families such as the Manneys, which were owners of Oakland's mansion.
Rutherford County Archaeological Society, we are an educational and service organization. We're composed of professional archaeologists as well as community members from all walks of life and all ages. We were looking for a local service project to help the city of Murfreesboro. And I became aware of the Old City Cemetery, its need for care. We've been here about 2 years, taking care of the cemetery, doing lots of research and promoting the cemetery and public awareness. This cemetery is actually part archaeological site. It's the original location of the Old First Presbyterian Church, which dates to 1820. Its original burying ground, and then 3 additional acres were added in 1837 for Murfreesboro's first public cemetery. We have soldiers buried here that fought in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and of course the Civil War, both Confederate soldiers and Union soldiers. The cemetery has a lot of open spaces, but actually underneath, it's not so open. There are several buried headstones. There are several graves that are unmarked, open shafts. One section toward the back of the cemetery is where up to 600 Union soldiers were buried, mostly temporarily, but some permanently. And toward the back of the cemetery, we have the area where the enslaved and the indigent paupers were buried. There's a lot of objectives to our project. First, we began cleaning the stones. We've cleaned almost every cleanable stone in the cemetery, and the city has been wonderful, Parks and Rec, for trimming the trees along the fence line, which there are burials along the fence line. And now with this geophysical work being done, we're going to be seeing what's underground.
We are doing surveys with 3 different geophysical instruments to try and see what's in the top 6 or 8 feet underneath this, to look for unmarked graves or mass burials or other buried items related to when this was used as a hospital. The instrument that they're using right now is an electromagnetic sensor system, and it'll take quite a bit of processing to get all the data put together into a map. We have a GPS antenna on all the instruments, and so we can make a map and they can go back with a good positioning system and locate within about a foot of where we saw something. It's both a benefit and a commitment of some time for the community, but professionally it'll be an interesting data set as well. So we're excited to be doing it. The idea is we've got 5 different colors, and we want to be able to make the instrument go on lines that are separated by about 1.5 feet. And so we'll go from one yellow flag to the next one, all the way down to the end, and then come back halfway between them and then get the next color. So that's to kind of keep us on track. The geology department at UT is actually helping cover some of our expenses for traveling over here, which is nice. It's nice to have the in-state support and having it extend to this part of the state as well.
So I want to thank them very much for funding this research and coming out and providing this for us. And they really do care about this cemetery and are very much interested in our project, and it's just been a blessing for them to come out.